Welcome to another edition of Talk City Greensboro, produced by GTN, featuring interviews and events happening around town. It's an easy way to stay in the know while you're on the go. Subscribe to Talk City on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or SoundCloud so you can keep up with what's going on in Greensboro city government. I'm your host, Josh Johnson, and with me today is a big kid at heart, the big kid at heart, Rosemary Blythe.
It is so true. Yes, it is. I love all kid things. Yes, thanks so much for listening to our conversations each week. We so appreciate you tuning in to the show and hope you enjoy it. The holiday season is upon us, and for those of us with little ones, there is no better place to start the celebrating than the Greensboro Children's Museum. Joe Rieki's development director and chief big kid at the museum. Hey, Joe.
Good morning,
Hey, Joe.
everybody.
Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is
Love
exciting.
It is fun.
It's our pleasure. Just a bunch of kids. This officially is the kids' table today.
Kids table. You're right.
Short
so
in the chair,
true.
short in the
That's
chair.
right.
Chicken nuggets everywhere.
Love
It
it.
smells like peanut butter and jelly.
Right. So, Joe, what's happening at the Greensboro Children's Museum this holiday season?
Yeah, absolutely. So the holiday season is one of our busiest seasons.
I have no
There's
doubt.
a lot of holidays in the holiday season, and we try to make sure that we are celebrating all of them.
Yeah.
So, first up, right after Thanksgiving this year, we've got B'nai Shalom coming in and doing a special Hanukkah reading and Hanukkah activities for our members only on November 29th. So that's going to be a really
Cool.
fun kickoff thing.
Nice.
Yeah. And a big hit that always is coming back this year live in person. Last year with COVID, we had to do everything remotely, including basically parachuting cookies into people's houses.
That was amazing. Let me just tell you. Wow. They
Yeah.
stepped it up.
Yeah, really.
That's great.
GCM helicopter. But Cookies with Mrs. Claus is back this year. So on December 15th, 16th, and 17th, Mrs. Claus will be in-house. We'll be handing out, you can purchase cookie decorating kits, spend a little bit of time with Mrs. Claus. We'll have some Mrs. Claus themed activities, maybe a little Mrs. Claus themed story time. Get all your Mrs. Claus needs met.
Nice.
Those 3
One-stop
days.
shop.
Yeah, so it'll be good. And one of my favorite parts of the Mrs. Claus team too is we have some special elves that might be museum staff at one time or the other that also participate. So seeing us in tights is a really big thrill for us.
Wait, you're going to be wearing tights?
I'm not sure if I'll be wearing tights. I was using the collective we. But
okay.
I'm not against a little tight.
I think he is just, pigeonholed yourself into doing that.
You will be wearing tights
You
now,
will be
sir.
wearing tights. Yes. Hey, Josh, we have a little surprise for you because
Yeah?
Joe and I had a super secret early phone call with Mrs. Claus.
What?
Yes, we got the scoop on her visit to the Greensboro Children's Museum.
Okay.
I don't know if she's helicoptering in or if it's the sleigh, but we have the exclusive sneak peek interview for you. So roll it, elves.
Mrs. Claus, it is so good to see you. I can't believe it's almost been a whole year since you've been at the museum. We just wanted to reach out, see what you've been up to, talk a little bit about maybe some things to come. How are you? How are you doing? How are things up in the North Pole?
I am doing just great up here. We are slightly busy because, Christmas is not that far away. The reindeer are working real hard because they got to practice on their flying stuff again. They take the summer off like most of the kids do and do nothing. So I've been working with their flying, which is a little bit of a hop, splat until they finally take off, hop in a beautiful flight. So they're working hard. Santa and I are trying to figure out the newest toys, trying to get his GPS system going. And that's not real hard because, he does not read directions. So I have to figure out the GPS system completely for him, which I do. And the elves are just working hard, making toys and figuring out the newest and the best and the most fun thing.
Well, I am just so glad they have you around. What would we do without you? I mean, really.
Well, it'd be a lot different up there, that's for sure.
I am sure. Yes, don't we all know it? Hey, Mrs. Claus, are you excited to come back to the Children's Museum?
I love coming down to the Children's Museum. It is such a fun place. I enjoy seeing all the kids run down there. And we're usually doing something with cookies or wandering around the museum and touching and playing with everything. It's a place that's not just for short children, but also for older children. So Santa and I, when I can get him to sneak down there with me, we have a blast in that place.
Fantastic to hear, Mrs. Claus. We're so glad that you come to see us every single year. We're really looking forward to this year too. I got a quick question just for you real quick. I think some people might want to know, you're talking about cookies, and a lot of times we do something with cookies at the Children's Museum. What is your favorite Christmas cookie shape?
Oh my goodness. I like them all really, but I think actually a star, because that way you've got a different point on each of the star that you can take a nibble off of, and then you're left with a circle. So I like the star the best.
Multiple shapes. Can you put a little bit of different frosting on it? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So speaking of snacks, what's Santa's favorite? I mean, we want to make sure he's happy when he stops by our house later this year.
Well, and you're exactly right. We want to keep Santa happy. And everybody always wonders, is it a peanut butter cookie, a chocolate chip cookie, an oatmeal cookie, or one of those fancy things I can't even pronounce kind of cookies? But I will let you know a special secret about Santa. He has yet to meet a cookie he does not like. Mm-hmm. He enjoys every cookie left out there for him, and he will eat them. And when he comes back, I have to put him on a nice little diet because he's eating cookies from all over the world. So we go on a little bit of diet. But I also want to ask, when you leave something out for Santa, please put something out for the reindeer, because they're doing a lot of work too. And they would like carrots every now and then, a little bit of some cereal or something, because that just mixes well with the carrots.
Oh, yeah. Carrots and cereal is one of my favorite breakfast treats.
See, I knew you were a different kind of person.
Like a little carrots in my cereal in the morning with some oat milk.
It's that really crunchy feelings that goes with Rice Krispie Crunch, you know?
Do you have any gossip from the North Pole? I mean, anything we should know about? Any of the elves acting up, or perhaps the reindeer?
Well, you know, what happens at the North Pole stays at the North Pole.
Okay. Well, that's the right thing to say, I guess.
Yes. I've got my reindeer love this time of year because, like I said, they're starting their flying again. Some learn quicker than others. So they kind of fly up here and kind of taunt the ones they're down. But eventually they play a lot of their reindeer games up in the skies. And Rudolph is always leading the pack. That should tell you right there. That nose is not red for nothing, you know. He lives up to his nose color.
That Rudolph.
He is nothing but trouble sometimes. But we love him. On a foggy night, he is the best thing to have around.
Fantastic.
All right, Mrs. Claus. Hey, thanks so much for spending a few minutes. I know you were super busy, so we're going to let you get back to all the duties, especially the most important one, taking care of Santa, keeping him straight so he is ready for the big night. Thanks so much.
I'm glad to be down here. We had a blast. Thank you for having me to talk with y'all.
Thank you, Mrs. Claus. We'll see you soon. Bye.
All right. That was fantastic. Thank you guys so much for setting that interview up. I really appreciate it. Did you ask her if I'm on the nice list?
Joe, you want to take that one?
I believe that we mentioned it, and she was demure about it.
Who? Josh, who?
Spell that for me?
Yeah. Well, apart from holiday happenings, what are some things that we should not miss at the museum when we visit?
Well, I've got two of my favorite things at the museum. One's inside, one's outside. The inside one is our Growing Place exhibit, which many people haven't seen because during our COVID closure, it was installed, it was stood up, but we were closed. And ever since we've been reopened, it's been a big favorite of everybody's. It's a super cool, unique experience, one of a kind in North Carolina. People can come in and there's projections on 2 walls and the floor, and they can manipulate all these little forest creatures and water and trees. And it really reacts to your body and how you're moving and how you're moving things around. So a really great place for littles, bigs. It's an amazing thing for everybody.
Yeah.
And how can you go wrong with our outdoor double XL climbers? Like you see it, it's beautiful when you drive past. Such an amazing experience. My favorite part is getting about 30 feet up, which is about as tall as it goes, trying to convince my son that I'm okay. And and pretend like I'm not scared. So
That'll be even better when you're wearing tights.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it really will be.
Yeah. With my Mrs. Claus land here sign. Yeah.
I love it. Hey, and also you have New Year's Eve coming up, which I know is a huge deal.
Yeah, and that's another event that we do during their holidays. I got to make a plug for the Kwanzaa Collective coming in right before New Year's Eve as well. So about a week and a half. So December 18th, they're coming in. But New Year's Eve is back this year in person. We're going to have some live performances. There are going to be some activities that kids can do, some crafts, a lot of dancing, hopefully a lot of dancing. And then we'll all get together to count down the minute until noon and then celebrate. And then go home, take a nap, and get up and get ready to do it again for countdown to midnight.
Or not. Can just be your.
Joe, I have to say, I'm sitting here thinking that's got my name written all over it.
Yeah.
I'm loving that.
Countdown to noon is the new Year's. Yeah.
I like it.
Love it. All right.
Yeah.
I'm
completely. I am speechless over that. I'm 100% going to be at that now. That is my new thing, y'all.
That gets us to the end of the year, and that's it.
I dig it.
Sometimes that just happens, right? Hey, be sure to check out all the events and all the everyday fun that is going on at the Greensboro Children's Museum. GCmuseum.com is the place to go.
Joe, thanks for coming. We really appreciate you coming on the show and telling us all about the wonderful things that are going to be happening. So
thanks. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks so much. Stay tuned in weekly by subscribing to Talk City Greensboro on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play.
And don't forget, you can download Talk City from SoundCloud.
That is it for this week. Thank you for tuning in to Talk City. Be sure to watch GTN, your official source for news and information about the city of Greensboro. GTN is available on Spectrum Channel 13,
AT&T UVerse Channel 99,
and North State Channel 31.
GTN also streams live on Roku and the city's website
at greensboro-nc.gov.
Take care, everybody.
See ya.